welcome back to the Chai Guys. Just two guys sharing our thoughts, excitement.
And feels there was some chai. Any cafe beverage, really.
I have some chai tea this morning, actually, with some almond milk. Really good.
It's honestly shocking to me that we don't drink chai on this channel more often.
I know it all started like in Starbucks of us just like chatting like a bunch, while like
Yeah,
procrastinating on work and just having chai all the time. I guess it's just a name that just stuck, you know.
it is. It has a nice ring to it, and honestly I miss chai, and I should drink more chai. It's
Yeah,
delicious, but
this is like my first
uh,
chai in like 2 months, Peter.
yeah, dude, I haven't had one probably the same amount of time. I'm gonna get one next episode.
Yeah, we could have been called like something else, like the Green Tea Matcha Boys or something. Because I know Peter
Yeah,
loves green tea matcha, but we
I love
just
it.
stuck on chai. It just
It just ring. The Matcha Boys isn't even a bad name.
oh no, it's not.
Yeah, but the chai guys is like it's perfect. We nailed it.
It's prime. But welcome back to another review. This is our the review of the second episode of WandaVision. This show is like really good. If you haven't watched our review for episode one, we'll link it down below in the description. But yeah, episode two, very funny overall.
Yeah, we're really excited about this review because I feel like episode one was like an intro, and then episode two kind of just picked off like picked hit the ground running, and it was really funny. It had a lot of good stuff. We really enjoyed ourselves in the reaction. So go
Yeah,
watch that.
there was so many parts where we were just laughing and like we zoomed into our faces and we were just like, what the heck?
Yeah,
Laughing.
we were having a really good time reacting to that. So please watch that.
Yeah, but before we get started in our review, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to see more content like this.
Yes, and if you want more exclusive content, like the full versions of both of those reactions we just talked about, this one and the last one, and all our other full reactions, then subscribe to our Patreon because you'll see those things, other goodies. You won't regret it.
Yep. And so far we have two, and we appreciate those patrons and we appreciate all you subscribers. So yeah,
So much. We love you all.
the Chai Tribe's growing. But
Yes.
moving on to our review, as always, we'll just go through the main points of what happened in the episode, give our thoughts, and review because that's what this is. And after that, we'll go. Peter's gonna, as always, drive the talking points of predictions and theories because he's like the Marvel expert of the Chai Guys.
Thank you. I'm blushing, dude. So at the beginning of the episode, the first thing we see is a new intro, and it's like a '60s type intro, and I
Yeah,
think it's like supposed to
Jetsons,
be
the Jetsons.
yeah, I think it's like Jetsons and Bewitched, and I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure they're maybe both Hanna-Barbera um, cartoons. Jetsons definitely is, but like you could see the influence. Like Jerry called it out immediately, and
Yeah.
it's almost shot for shot like a mixture of the Jetsons and Bewitched, and the theme song even sounds like I don't know. It feels like it sounds like '60s. It was like really stuck in our head. I remember.
Yeah, two things. I think in the reaction, I said like this gave me like Fallout 4 vibes because it takes place in
Yeah,
around the same time. Like all like the cartoon art style of everything in Fallout. But then the thing I also like that took me back was watching like Boomerang. You remember
exactly. Yeah,
Boomerang when
yeah,
you were a
exactly.
kid? That the TV channel, and
Yeah,
seeing the Jetsons commercials like oldies, like very old TV shows, just like showing up in like the early 2000s. But
yeah. It gave me like very big Boomerang vibes. That's very true. Like I feel like in an alternate universe, like this is a show that we were like WandaVision was like a show we watched when we were kids that'd be on Boomerang if it was like all cartoon like the intro.
yeah, it's really impressive. The whole like production team, like animators, really good.
Yeah, they did a great job. I'm like excited to see what they do for the '70s. Like I feel like it won't be animated maybe, but I'm just excited to see like how they continue to do that because it's like a nice touch. They could have like a generic intro for all the episodes, but I like how they change it up.
Yeah, like the first episode was a sitcom, and this is like a no, what do you call it? This is like a live action TV show, not even animated, but they chose like an animated intro for a
Yeah.
live action like still kind of sitcom-ish episode.
Yeah, exactly.
But we start off with Vision practicing Illusions.
Yeah, and like Wanda is like his assistant, which I feel like is actually very funny because Wanda is a witch. Like she does magic, and she's the assistant, and Vision is the magician, which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. But
Uh,
they want you said like they wanted like impress the whole neighborhood so they can get some clout.
yeah, exactly. They were chasing clout. Wanda was like, "Oh, like I really want to fit in," and then like Vision was like, "Of course we'll fit in," and like she was taking it very seriously. Like she was talking about how people go all out for this talent show that they do every year, and she was really trying to impress. Um, Also, I this is just a quick thing. I didn't say this last review, but I think it takes place in New Jersey. I think WandaVision takes
Oh
place
no, it
in New Jersey.
does.
Yeah,
I
because
think it
I saw
does.
the
Yeah.
732 area code at the beginning of the first one in the intro. And in the comics, the Glamour and Illusion are
Hmm.
actual characters, and they are in New Jersey. So it definitely takes
Oh
place in New
shit,
Jersey.
that's crazy. Yeah. Oh, I just realized we just completely skipped over the intro with the tree branch and the bed.
Oh, that was this yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I totally
Yeah.
forgot about that. But like they had two separate beds, and Peter pointed out right away, like the back in that time period that they weren't allowed to film couples in
Yeah.
the same bed.
Yeah, in the 50s they weren't, and then in the 60s they did. So that was, like, really clever by them to do like, kinda show the in the 50s and the 60s jumped.
Yeah. It was kind of random. I was like, huge bang, and Vision's acting all like weird. Like I feel like everybody in this show acts weird. Like it's
Yeah.
just so weird. And the tree branch went off. I'm just like, what? What's the issue? Just like look at it. So they open it, and they're all like overreacting. And one is like, I'll fix it. Like what is that? And she finally opens it with her magic, and then they realize it's a tree branch, and they're like,
Yeah.
I feel like everything's so oblivious. It's kind of confusing to keep up with because the emotions. It's not as I can't predict them because they're not.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know.
exactly. No, I feel like and obviously, like, they're doing that on purpose, but,
Yeah,
like, it's just such great acting because 'cause they're, like, acting so like, they are their characters, but they're just off, and you, like, don't know why. And then the weird thing about that scene is Vision goes and looks at it first and doesn't see anything.
yeah,
Even though,
yeah.
like, the branch is directly on the tree or on the window, and then there's, like, more bangs, and then Wanda sees it, and I saw somewhere, like, someone saying well, actually, I'll mention it later. Keep going.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Overall,
Uh,
they just do a very good job of like we know this is like alternate reality. I mean, yeah, like it is,
yeah,
but
something's up, like a pocket yeah.
but it's they just do great because I feel like I'm in a video game because everybody's just acting weird and I
Yeah, exactly.
and then like for some reason when it starts acting weird, the show starts acting weird. That's when it starts seeming normal.
Yes, exactly. When it breaks, like, the sitcom, that's when we're like, "Oh, this makes sense,"
Makes a
which
lot
is
of sense.
weird.
Yeah, but after speaking of like weird things happening, the red helicopter in the bush that Wanda goes out after Vision goes to the neighborhood watch library. Wanda goes out the door, talk to fucking Agnes. Um, the bush, yeah, you point that Peter is red.
Yeah, like, it was still black and white the whole episode at that point, and then the helicopter's, like, bright red and, like, with some yellow in there, and it has a sword logo
Yeah.
on the helicopter. But I think I saw a theory somewhere that the bangs that they were hearing earlier were a short helicopter, like, either trying to get in or flying too close to, like, the weird barrier we see in the trailers,
Mm-hmm.
and, like, hitting against it, and then it gets through, and you hear it, like, crash, but, like, it's so mind-bending, like, that helicopter is the helicopter that came in, but that's how, like, Wanda perceives it in this bubble. I literally was
Oh,
like I had to, like, take a break, I was like my brain hurt after I read that.
that's a oh my god, that's crazy. That makes sense. Like the loud
It's like
bang. Like I mean, it
and
makes sense. Wow.
that's how Monica Rambeau came in, through the helicopter.
Oh, and she's working for her sword.
Yeah, that's what people like, that was, like, a theory.
That's a good theory. Oh my
A
god.
good theory, yeah, whoever came up with that, like, sorry that I don't remember who it was, that was a great theory.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that the red helicopter was just weird, and then it's also weird that, like, Jerry, like you always say, as Wanda's, like, looking at the red helicopter trying to figure it out, um, Agnes interrupts.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess like Agnes is somewhat of help because she tells Wanda she's about to tell Wanda like how to get some respect around this neighborhood, and that's by
Be
um
quiet.
impressing Dottie and helping her out set up the whole thing, like the chair, not the chairs, but like just like the overall thing, like clean
Yeah.
stuff up. But then the milkman appears,
Yeah, yeah.
and then when
And
he
he's like,
walks by, like Agnes like
yeah,
checks him
dude.
out. I'm just like, Agnes, you have a husband. Like
Yeah, where's
stand
Ralph?
down.
Like, yeah, she fully like turned over and was like, I mean, I could work with that. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that was a super weird scene. Agnes is so hard to, like you said, like people being predictable. Agnes is so hard to put like your finger on what's up with her and what on earth like she's planning and doing.
Yeah, it's really reacting, and I really respect it. It's just the character is so fucking annoying.
And yeah, tells Wanda that she has to impress Dottie because Dottie is the key to everything in this town, which I feel like we should like listen to. I feel like that's a hint to something.
Yeah. Um, and then they walk off, and like it get cuts to Vision in the library. Um,
Yeah,
and this is where like more funny shit happens. Like Vision is very out of place. He's still like saying, um, like I think there's one point where he's like, I don't eat food, and then they're
yeah.
like, oh, and I forgot his like fix up his
I think he's like,
rebound.
I can't eat like because I'm on a diet or something.
Okay, so then it changed from Wanda and Agnes. It changes to the setting to the library, and Vision is going to work with a neighborhood watch to impress that side of the neighborhood.
Yep.
And it's always so funny how they they try so hard to hide their magic and powers, but then the next sentence they I will always say this, but the next sentence they always say they just obliviously just reveal something about them, and they don't give a fuck. I'm just like, yo, what are you trying to do here?
Yeah. I feel like especially Vision is terrible at it. Like I feel like Wanda's trying to like really be like, all right, let's hide like who we are, and Vision's just like, yeah, I can't eat. And they're like, what?
Because I'm on a diet.
And he like somehow always saves it like at the last second with something clutch.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just like, the fuck?
Yeah, it's just and then like you said, I think during the reaction, like he's so out of place with the neighborhood watch, and like they're like not actually doing anything at their meeting. They're just like chilling and like drinking and like whatever else they're doing and gossiping. And Vision's like seriously like wanting to be part of the neighborhood watch, and they're just like, dude, no, like
Yeah. All the side characters are just so funny. I think
yeah,
that guy with the big nose, I think one time, at one point, he was like, yeah. And
yeah.
it killed both of us.
He killed both of us. He's
And
my favorite character.
yeah, he's so he's like he's just there, and um there are a few jokes here and there that made this scene like so funny. Like I think like Vision was trying to make a joke, and he's like, "Yeah, like Steve or whatever, he's a communist." And I was like, "Yo, Vision, like what?" And then everybody started laughing, and that was just so funny.
Like someone said something like a normal joke, and then we're just like, "Yo, I gotta." Oh no, they were talking about like Mr. Hart like buys his bowling trophies
Yeah.
in like Hackensack, which is also in New Jersey, and then yeah, we're just like, "Oh yeah, like Norm's a communist." Silent, and then like started dying laughing.
Yeah, and then there was that gum mastication joke.
Yeah, that I have no idea how they snuck that into the Disney Plus show, but like, yeah, Mitchell was like, I believe like gum. Oh, gum's not food. Like it's for mastication. And then Herb is like, oh no, I don't do that. That killed me.
It's so funny, dude. Um, and then while he's chewing the gum for mastication, one of the guys like hits him in the back for telling good jokes, and he starts choking, and his
Yeah,
the
which
legit
is a
like
common thing.
yeah, and he malfunctions because he just like gets stuck in his gears because he's a machine. But
Yeah, and then also like what I'm confused about is like, is that like sitcom joke because I'm pretty sure Vision doesn't have gears.
No, and he could just let it like phase through him.
But yeah,
Yeah,
so like
like it's so this show is so inconsistent. I mean,
yeah,
like they really hit it in the nail because this is an alternate reality, and I think alternate realities aren't perfect, and there's going to be just something off about everything. And I think the whole time I was like, Vision and Wanda, if they were like, I mean, Vision's dead, so Wanda. Yeah, I don't know. Let's move on to the next one because I was gonna just spew out like all the confusing shit that was in my head, but
yeah, do it.
um. Was it when was the commercial break? Was the commercial break after the library scene?
It might have been right after the library scene.
Yeah, it was,
Like it was another weird one. The commercials are like I want to see what the third one is because I saw something and now I can't unsee it because it makes so much sense that the commercials are all about traumatic moments in Wanda's life. And like I remember noticing during the it was a watch commercial
mm-hmm.
for it was called the Strucker watch and Strucker was the guy who experimented on Wanda and her brother in at the end of at the end of the post credit scene for I think Winter Soldier and like gave them their powers by experimenting them with the Mind Stone. But and it was also like a Hydra watch. But I feel like everything because like the first traumatic moment was the bomb not going off. Then it was being experimented on. So like I don't know what they're gonna do next. But that's just so interesting how it's like maybe like we're getting a view into like something repressed in Wanda's mind.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot like that's how she got her powers, the Mind
Yeah,
Stone. And like is that like another reason why she's like drawn to Vision?
I think it is like that's why they have a connection.
I mean, the Mind Stone did appear in the trailer, so it's gonna have a big player in this.
Exactly. So we know it's gonna come up again. And also I forgot what I was gonna say actually. So the ticking of the watch was a lot like the beeping of the toaster that like you're like and everything got like tense. And like you said, like things got silent and creepy again.
Oh, yeah. Which I like. I like when that happens because I'm like I
Me too.
snap back to reality, like literally in the
Yeah,
show.
exactly.
Um,
I'm like, wait, what's going on?
so after
But
the
yeah.
Strucker watch commercial, it goes to the cul-de-sac meeting where we meet Dottie, who's the pretty
Yeah.
face and leader and bitch of the of like the ladies of the neighborhood. But we also meet Geraldine. Um, I loved her hair and she looked really good.
She looked really good. Yes. And she was really friendly. And like everybody else, like Dottie was the worst. And
Oh
then
yeah,
everyone else was like busy being scared of Dottie.
yeah.
But like
Like Beth,
Dottie was like,
Beth was like, can I set up the chairs? She's like, oh, I'm not gonna have you be the chair of anything or something.
yeah, Jesus, like Beth can't catch a break.
Yeah.
Um, oh yeah, so Geraldine's like talking to Wanda, and Wanda, you pointed out Wanda's the only person wearing pants
I thought it
out
was
of
so
everybody.
weird. It just seems like out of their generation time
Yeah, like
period.
she shows that she's different and like she doesn't know how to fully fit in. Um, and Geraldine is played by the actress that we know is playing Monica Rambeau.
Hmm.
So like that's interesting. We also know her name's not Geraldine, so like,
Yeah, and
so
she
does she know she's
yeah. No, she does. Yeah, she doesn't. Right? She's like, oh, I have no
yeah.
idea like why I'm here. I'm just like, oh, okay.
Oh.
And Dottie's like, yo, a little like less chatter, more listening to my face. And
Yeah, exactly. Um, and then I think like right around then, Agnes shows up, which is interesting. Like as Wanda's talking to Geraldine, Agnes is like shown to be on the other side of Wanda,
mhm.
and like just again shows up during the most random times out of nowhere.
It seems like no one else can see. I feel like no one else interacts or sees Agnes except Wanda.
Yeah,
She's like out
exactly.
of
And like
place.
yeah, exactly. And even that's I was reading something that pointed this out, but like in the intro, all of like her friends and neighbors are shown in the window, and then Agnes is shown coming in the door. Like she's separate from everyone else.
I think yeah, she just seems out of place. I like. don't see her talking to anybody else except the milkman. Like,
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, she's very like yeah, she's very weird. I'm sure we're gonna know more about her as it goes on, but I think she's a witch.
so after this scene, it's like the scene where it's the one-on-one with Wanda and Dottie, right?
Mhm.
Which was so this is the part where this is I feel like the show is like in like a simulate, which it is ultimate reality or like video game because like
Yeah,
Dottie is like very like I don't believe you or I don't trust you or something.
yeah, exactly.
And then they hear the radio and it's like that sword, you know the voice, the radio
Yeah,
coming.
Jimmy Woo. It's the FBI agent from Ant-Man and the Wasp, who's like really funny and like obsessed with like Scott's close-up magic. So
Oh
like
yeah.
yeah, dude, I love that guy. He's like, yeah, he says like, "Oh, Wanda, like, are you okay? Who's doing this to you?"
It zooms in and it's all very tense and Dottie's like, who is that? And I was, oh, let's go. Like Dottie, who seemed just like some sort of like simulation, is like finally popping out and like, what is that? Like it's like
Yeah, she's
breaking.
like, "What's going on? Like, who are you?" And then the radio blows up, and then Dottie like freaks out and like smashes her glass in her hand, and then the blood is red.
Hmm.
Like again with the red hitting the black and white, and then but then again like everybody snaps back into it, and then Dottie like is like, "Oh, um, do you know pop quiz? Do you know how to get blood out of white linen? Like you do it yourself or something?" Like a super weird comment, and then everything's
Yeah.
back to normal.
And she seemed like at that moment, her facial expression, she seemed like very connected with Wanda. Like looked into her like her soul. I was like, oh wow, like that's a really different side of Dottie. It's like not like
Yeah,
resting bitch face. It's like more nice smiling face and very caring. Like,
yeah, it's just so weird. Like you said, how the characters like are in a trance and they
mhm.
kind of snap out of it, like Dottie did.
Yeah. Oh, like speaking of like just in the trance and just weird shit happening for the children. That's some weird shit.
Yes. That was creepy. Like, Dottie said, like, again, we're doing this talent show for the children, and then everyone else in unison, like they're at a cult meeting, was like, for the children. And Jared and I were like, I don't know where this is going. This is
Yeah, like
creepy.
that. Yeah, and we're thinking it was like having to do with the theme of kids and like Wanda and Vision having
Yeah.
kids. Um, but flash forward after this scene, um, we have the magic show and Vision's hilarious in this scene.
Vision literally was. I'm so happy they gave Paul Bettany like a chance to just just shine. Like he was just living his best life, doing the weirdest stuff, and like he's so funny.
I wonder how much of this was improv because he did a very good job. It was very on point. Like it wasn't too much, it wasn't too little. It was just the right amount.
Yeah, I agree. And it was like also very sitcom funny, so like it fit with the vibe.
Yeah, and usually I don't like sitcoms. Like I'm not like a big fan of them. I don't watch them too often, but this was very funny. This episode made me laugh a lot, like more than episode one. But we have
Yeah.
Vision acting all drunk and weird, and he's like showing off his powers, like so obviously, and Wanda has to come in and just um be illusion and
Yeah.
cover it up with her magic, which is
Yeah,
real.
exactly. Jerry, I remember you were saying like, it was really ingenious the way she was covering up everything. Like it was clutch, and she was she was very much like thinking so quickly. Like Vision straight up flew, and like she conjured up a pulley,
Hmm.
and then it all culminates with the last thing that Vision does is like impossible. Like he like closes the cabinet without Wanda in there.
Hmm.
And Wanda literally teleports Geraldine into the thing. So like
Yeah.
she's just fully manipulating reality.
Yeah, it's that, and right before that, there was like that mirror illusion where he had something go through him, the bunny or something, and then
Yeah.
and Beth is like, "Is that how mirrors work?" And then Donnie's like, "Shut up, Beth." That
That
that,
killed me.
that was funny. I'm just like, "Yo, Beth's the real one," because she knows something's like funky's
That's
happening.
how mirrors will work. Yeah, that was funny.
But it's crazy how like overpowered Wanda is, like, and
Yeah.
like she has her constraints, but she's very OP. She's literally manipulating reality without her red aura shit.
Yeah, like that's terrible. Like she's literally changing things to be exactly the way she wants them, and we'll see that again. We'll talk about that again in like a little bit, but yeah, it's very scary. It's like it's scary to see like she's discovering just how powerful she actually is.
Yeah, first it was just like fucking with people's minds and making them like controlling their emotions, and then telekinesis. Those were like the only two that was very like
Yeah,
evident in all the Marvel movies before the show.
exactly. Um, and I know Kevin Feige was like, we're gonna explore like her full power set from the comics, and like I know that she can manipulate reality in the comics, so that's just dangerous. Like it's like kind of like an Anakin Skywalker vibe where she's so powerful, or like a Jean Grey,
Yeah.
Dark Phoenix, and she's so powerful that if she goes bad and like if she loses control, everyone else is fucked.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and after that, we were talking about how Dottie redeemed herself because she gave Vision and Wanda the best comedic performance award, even though it wasn't supposed to be a comedic performance.
No. And oh, can I just say, like, Wanda looked good in that
Oh
outfit.
my god,
Yeah.
dude! I also saw set photos, and I didn't like. It's crazy, like how you think of, like how you perceive things, but obviously the show was in black and white. We both assumed that she was wearing like a black top. It was red.
Yeah. I thought it was like navy blue, dark, like dark black. I was like, oh yeah, it's obviously red. Like, what?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, she looked unbelievable. It was hard to focus on the rest of the episode.
Yeah. The ending. Yeah. So Daughter's redeemed. I like Dottie now. She's like she has a pretty face and she's really
Okay.
nice and she knows how to respect Wanda and Vision and things are coming together. But dude, the ending was very weird. You want to take us through the ending?
Yeah, the ending was nuts. It was also like the way they like structure the show is so smart because we were all like we were both like content. Like they Dottie was like redeemed herself kind of like she's nice. Like they got an award. Everything was like wrapped up nicely, like they always are at the end of a sitcom episode, basically.
Hmm.
And then and then Vision and Wanda are in their house and they're like, all right, we did it. Like I think we're starting to fit in. Like it was a good day. And then they both say like for the children, like making fun of the way everybody else said it before.
Hmm.
And then Wanda like stands up and she's pregnant. And you're
Yeah.
like, wait, what? And then this was also like really on the nose. Wanda said, is this really happening? And like I feel like you and I were thinking the same thing. Like, is this real? And then they like Vision's like, yeah, I think it is. And then they go to kiss and then they hear a noise outside.
Hmm.
And then you want to take it away?
Yeah. So they hear a noise outside. They go outside, and they both actually acknowledge this, like something's happening. And I was like, I'm a little confused, but this confused me more. The sewer, the what do you call that? Manhole.
Yeah.
A beekeeper comes out all freaky, just climbs out, and Wanda and Vision are just like staring at it. Zooms on the beekeeper as he turns over his like shoulder, and Wanda and Vision are just staring at it. Then it just freezes, like TV rewind, back to
Yeah.
when Wanda and Vision were in the house. I was like, yo, that was like the point of like when they're realizing some shit's happening because that does not happen. Why would a beekeeper come out of a sewer? And then Peter pointed this out, but you said that this was Wanda changing reality.
Yeah, because Wanda, so the weird beekeeper comes out of the sewer, and like before with the choking shot, everything gets creepy. Like the music changes, the shot like turns into like a horror like angle, and then he comes out of the sewer, and then Wanda says no. Like literally, like just monotone just goes no, and then it rewinds to back before they heard the noise, and then they never hear the noise, and they kiss, and the episode ends. Which
Yeah.
is
No,
like
no, episode ends, but everything is revealed in color.
yes, and then everything changes to color exactly.
And like I think like wallpaper, like stuff keeps moving around and like everything is in color. I'm just like, do they know that they're in black and white and now they're in color, or are they just like smiling, looking around, like like what's their
Yeah,
perspective?
I think Wanda says like, "Oh, like Vision," because he's turning red. But like, yeah, did they know that they were in black? Like, does someone in a black and white show know that they're in black
That's
and white? How
it's
does that
so
even make sense?
it's so meta, and I love it. And um, yeah, we're sorry for we like blabber on the reviews. This kind of show is just like a different kind of monster or beast to tame while reviewing because Mandalorian and the other shows and The Boys, it's more linear, like action, action, dialogue, action, action. No, this is like bits and
Yeah,
pieces everywhere, and we just kind of just jump around, trying our best to like literally go over like what happened. But
yeah, because there's some weird, really, really weird stuff that happens. And yeah, also the one more thing about the beekeeper, if you notice, he has like a sword logo on the back of his like beekeeper suit.
mhm.
Um, and like it's weird that he would be a beekeeper, and like part of me thinks it's like the helicopter where Wanda, like he came in through under, like outside the barrier, and he's just wearing like maybe a hazmat suit, but Wanda like perceives it as a beekeeper suit because it makes zero sense for a beekeeper to be climbing around in the sewers.
Yeah, and I guess that's like the most normal thing to perceive. I guess that's the most normal thing to perceive it
Yeah,
as.
like I guess.
It, yeah. So weird shit happened. Here, what are your theories slash predictions?
Yeah, so if you watched our last review, I said that I thought that Mephisto was the main villain of the show, and I feel like a couple things like hammered that home for me in this episode. The the For the Children was so creepy, and the weird thing about the For the Children, like I said last time, Mephisto like uses shards from his soul to impregnate Wanda, and like a lot of this episode was talking about how Wanda and Vision don't have kids yet, and then it ends up with her pregnant. So it feels like everything's going to like his liking. But they said that they do the show for the children, and in so far in episodes 1 and 2, we haven't seen a single child.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, I noticed that.
Like, where are the children that they're talking about? They just don't exist. And another big thing, there was more red, but the two other details that I think Mephisto has to do with um Agnes's um Agnes's cat, or no, Agnes's bunny is named Mr. Scratch. And like they said like he played baby Jesus, which is so weird. But and that made us laugh. But or Scratchy and Mr. Scratch or Old Scratch is another name for the devil.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it's like that's an interesting name that they chose. Also, it's pretty sacrilegious to have a bunny play baby Jesus.
Yeah,
I
super
feel like it's something
disrespectful.
that the devil would do.
Yeah.
Um, and then also when they're talking with Dottie and when Agnes and Wanda are sitting in the cul-de-sac meeting and Dottie's talking, Dottie says the devil's in the details, and then Agnes like leans in and goes, "That's not the only place he is," and then never elaborates. Like, what? What does that mean?
I think I missed that. Oh my god.
It's gotta be like referencing the devil, but yeah, I really think I really think that he has to do with this Mephisto, and also just to add to the Agnes is Agatha Harkness theory. In the intro, there's a little poster in the back of the supermarket that says Auntie A's like cereal, and it has a cat in it, a black cat, and Auntie A would make sense to be Agatha,
Hmm.
and she has
Which,
a cat in the comics. Yeah, she has a black cat in the comics. So like, I don't know. I feel like something's at play here.
yeah, I hope we see more in episode three. We still haven't watched it yet, and it's this show is really hard to predict because so much can change. Because episode one, episode two were just very different. Like they were mostly in
Yeah.
black and white, but just the themes and just it's just really weird. I wonder what commercial. I mean, I'm expecting a commercial midway through.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I'm gonna stay on top of, and I'm gonna stay on top of the weird scenes where it kind of snaps back to reality and things are serious and Sword or something like communicates to Wanda.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see also the first full color episode.
Hmm.
And yeah, I'm gonna pay attention to the commercial too because I feel like they are like weird, like weirdly all related. And yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye out for my theory and just all the other weird stuff, like Jerry said, when things
Yeah.
get weird.
I have a theory that the weird commercial is gonna have something to do with a gun or something or bullet because maybe it's a Quicksilver dying. That's the next traumatic event.
That's what yeah, that would make sense. Exactly. I think you're right.
I mean,
I agree.
they could do like a war, like a war propaganda commercial because it's like the Cold War times.
Exactly. I feel like it's gonna have to do with yeah, Quicksilver dying or Ultron in some way.
Yeah, it's crazy how this kind of like works out because in the comics, like their original characters, like when were they created?
Oh, good call. I don't know exactly. Maybe like I want to say like probably the 60s or the 70s.
It's crazy because like then they can literally take stuff instead of taking inspiration and making it into something in the present day, kind of like how like they've done with like they actually take stuff and
Yeah,
from that time period and make it in that time period.
exactly. Yeah, you're right. I didn't even think about that. That was a good catch there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm excited.
yeah.
That's
Um,
all I really have to say.
be on the lookout for episode 3. That's a review. Um, before we leave you, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to see more content like this, all reactions, all our reviews, and the occasional outlier video that maybe we're try some new like tier list videos.
Yeah, we're gonna give you some more stuff, showcase our winning personalities.
Mhm.
But yeah, and make sure you subscribe to our Patreon if you want more exclusive content, like the full versions of those things, the reactions, and the little pepper in videos, and some more exclusive stuff like bloopers. Because we've already messed up like probably twice today, I think.
Yeah, yeah, some technical difficulties.
It
But
always happens.
we're the Chai Guys, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.